Episode 1, Agile for Freshers. The Tale of the Never-Ending Requirements.
Scene 1. The Waterfall Woes. Meet Rhea, fresh out of college. First day at TechFlow Solutions. She's bright-eyed, coffee-fueled, and ready to change the world.
Her first assignment? We're building a payroll app. You'll work on it for the next 6 months. Here's a 200-page requirements doc. Let's meet after UAT. Rhea reads, she codes, she waits. But by month 5, the HR manager yells, "This isn't what we wanted. Why can't we add WFH tracking?" Rhea stunned, "But you signed off the requirements." The dev lead sighs, "Welcome to Waterfall."
Scene 2. Enter Agile. A month later, the company launches a new project. Smaller, smarter, agile. The team?
Rhea, developer. Sam, product owner. Nina, scrum master. 4 developers, 1 QA. Instead of one big doc, they get user stories. Story. As an employee, I want to request leave via mobile so I can plan vacations easily. Acceptance criteria: submit a leave request, see past leave history, approve or reject by manager. And guess what? They delivered this one feature in 2 weeks.
Scene 3. Sprinting into success. Welcome to a sprint. A short, time-boxed work, usually 2 weeks. Here's how it plays out.
Sprint planning. The PO says these are the top priorities. The team estimates tasks using story points. Yes, like t-shirt sizes. Daily stand-ups, 15 minutes max. Nina says, "What did you do yesterday? What will you do today? Any blockers?" The team goes in circles, literally, on Zoom. Sprint review. Demo day. Show what's built. Get real feedback. Sprint retrospective. What went well? What didn't? What can improve? Yes, even venting is allowed.
Scene 4. Agile is not just faster, but smarter.
Rhea now feels heard every 2 weeks. She shows progress, learns from real feedback, adjusts to change without crying. She finally gets it. Agile isn't about chaos, it's about controlled flexibility. Instead of building a giant ship and realizing it can't float, Agile builds a boat, tests it, and keeps adding sails and oars until it becomes a cruise ship.
Scene 5. But wait, is Agile just Scrum?
Not quite. Agile is the mindset. Scrum is a framework within Agile. Others include Kanban, which is visual boards, work in progress limits, XP, which is extreme programming for engineers, and SAFE, which is Agile at scale. But Scrum is a good place to start for most freshers.
Lesson for freshers. Agile is not just a method, it's a way of working, thinking, and growing. Whether you're building an app, writing content, or managing support, Agile helps you deliver value faster and smarter.
So next time someone says, "Hey, let's run this Agile," don't panic. Just grab a sticky note, fire up a Kanban board, and start sprinting.
Episode 2. Who's the boss in Agile? Spoiler, no one. And that's the point. Previously on Agile for Freshers, Rhea survived her first stand-up, mistook sprint for a literal 5K, and questioned if Agile meant working faster or smarter.
Now she's on a quest to answer the age-old corporate riddle. If there's no boss, who runs the show?
Back in college group projects, or even her summer internship, there was always a leader, the loudest voice or the one with the title. But Agile? Oh, it's built differently. In walks three key players: product owner, the voice of the customer; scrum master, the team's coach and shield; developers or agile team, the builders and doers. No one's barking orders. Everyone owns something. It's a triangle of trust.
Product owner, the visionary. Think of the PO as the startup founder in a hoodie who lives and breathes customer pain points. They prioritize features in the backlog, say what needs to be done, balance user needs with business goals, love Post-its a lot, build what matters, not what's loudest.
Scrum master, the flow keeper. Not a boss, not a manager, more like a Zen traffic cop for the team. They facilitate stand-ups, retros, planning, remove roadblocks like approvals or unclear requirements, keep the Agile train on track, quote Agile manifesto like it's scripture. I don't manage people, I protect their time.
Agile team, the real MVPs. Developers, designers, QA folks, data nerds, the ones who actually ship things. They pick their tasks from the sprint backlog, self-organize how to get it done, ask questions, push back, suggest better ways, are not told how to do their jobs, don't assign, collaborate.
Ria's aha moment.
So wait, no one's in charge? And yet everything gets done.
Exactly. That's the beauty of Agile. It's not chaos, it's shared responsibility. It's not flat, it's focused. Everyone leads in their own lane.
What they don't do, don't get confused. Role, not their job. Product owner, micromanage developers. Scrum master, assign leaves or tasks. Dev team, work blindly without understanding why. Agile, absolutely not anarchy. It's clarity with flexibility.
Final scene. The tug-of-war ends in harmony.
Ria's mind, once wired for hierarchy, now embraces role-based ownership. It's not about being in control. It's about delivering value together.
Episode 3. DSU, the 15-minute stand-up that feels like speed dating. You're telling me we meet every day to talk, but not to solve things? Ria, skeptical new hire with caffeine and questions. Scene 1. Rise and stand, Agile Warrior. It's 9:30 a.m. Slack notifications are pinging. Calendars are full. And yet, the entire Agile team stands in a circle of mild panic. Welcome to the DSU, the daily stand-up. It's fast, it's focused, and no, it's not a group therapy session. What exactly is DSU? It's a 15-minute, no-frills check-in where the team aligns on what I did yesterday, what I'm doing today, any blockers in my way. That's it. No discussions, no detours, just a verbal GPS recalibration to keep the sprint on track. If sprint is the road trip, DSU is the pit stop. Why 15 minutes only? Because time is sacred, and long meetings are soul-sucking black holes. This ain't a TED Talk. It's Agile accountability at warp speed. The moment someone says, I just need 2 more minutes, you know it's turning into a saga. Who runs the show? The Scrum Master usually facilitates. They ensure no one turns this into a project status meeting for upper management. Scrum Master, cheerfully. Let's stay in the lane, folks. Blockers only, not therapy. But I have a lot to say. Save it for a follow-up chat, a breakout room, a one-on-one with your tech lead. DSU is not your TEDx talk. Ria's first DSU, what she thought versus what it was. Expectation, manager asking status updates. Team self-reporting with no judgment. Long updates with metrics. One-liners like fixed login bug. Getting called out, you good?
Cool, moving on. She came prepared with a PowerPoint. She left with a Post-it note and a smile. The hidden superpower of DSU. When done right, DSU helps you spot blockers early, offer or receive help fast, prevent dead sprint stories, feel connected, even remotely. DSU isn't just about updates, it's about staying in sync without drowning in meetings. What DSU is not, please, for the love of Agile? A daily exam, a time to impress, a place to solve everything, a replacement for proper one-on-ones or planning. Final scene, the stand-up epiphany. Rhea finally gets it. It's not about sounding smart, it's about being clear. Agile isn't about noise, it's about rhythm. And for the first time in her corporate life, she looked forward to a meeting.
Episode 4. Sprints are not marathons, but you might still break a sweat. So, we're supposed to go fast, but not too fast, and finish in 2 weeks, but we might not actually be done. Alex, the fresh dev with Nike shoes in existential dread. Scene 1. Welcome to the Agile racetrack. Cue dramatic music. A team huddles around a whiteboard, or let's be honest, Jira. Someone yells, "The sprint starts today!" Alex blinks. Sprint? Like running? Well, yes, and also no, because in Agile, a sprint is a short, time-boxed period, usually 1 to 4 weeks, where a team works to complete a specific chunk of work from the backlog. It's not a marathon. It's not a relay race. It's more like a mini product adventure with snacks and occasional breakdowns. So, what actually happens in a sprint? Each sprint follows this magical loop. Sprint planning: what can we realistically finish? Sprint goals: why are we doing this? Execution: let's build stuff. Daily stand-ups: are we lost yet? Sprint review: ta-da! Here's what we made. Retrospective: we should have tested earlier. Then it loops, again and again. Kind of like Netflix's Are You Still Watching? But for your project. Why sprints exist: to keep the team focused, to test and learn quickly, to avoid overcommitting for 6 months and realizing, oops, we built the wrong thing. Think of a sprint like a 2-week experiment where you build, demo, learn. Rookie mistake: treating it like a hackathon. Sprint does not equal chaos. Sprint does not equal all-nighters. Sprint does not equal we'll fix it later. Real sprinting in Agile is controlled, collaborative, and planned. It's less like Red Bull-fueled hustle culture, more like a well-paced kitchen crew prepping dinner together. Alex's first sprint. Let's recap. Day, mood, realization. Monday, so we're building a login flow. Tuesday, I finished my story early. Wednesday, why is QA rejecting my ticket? Thursday, merge conflicts are evil. Friday, we actually pulled it off. Retro, we should have tested earlier. Quick sprint facts. Can we change the scope mid-sprint? Nope, that's illegal in Agile land. Do all sprints end with the working feature? Ideally, yes. Realistically, not always. But we learn either way. Is there a prize if we finish early? Maybe a donut, or more work, depends on your manager. Lessons from the track. Don't bite off more than your team can chew. Keep goals realistic and clear. Communication is your water bottle. Sip often. Celebrate small wins. The point isn't just speed, it's sustainable progress. Final scene, the finish line for now. Alex stands proudly. His team shipped a working login feature in 10 days. No bugs. Well, only 2. He gets a Slack emoji parade. He gets it now. Agile isn't about going faster. It's about delivering smarter. Episode 5. The Scrum Master, not your manager, but possibly the best wingman you'll ever have. Wait, if they don't assign tasks or do my performance review, what do they do? Emily, new QA, slowly backing away from the whiteboard. Scene 1. The corporate confusion. The team assembles. Everyone's coffee is still brewing. And in walks Jordan, the Scrum Master, holding a sticky note and a calm smile. Emily whispers, "Is that our boss?" Alex shrugs. "I thought so too, until I realized they don't yell when we miss deadlines." Spoiler alert, the Scrum Master is not your manager. They don't hire, they don't fire, they don't micromanage. They serve. What is a Scrum Master really? Imagine a yoga instructor for stressed out Agile teams, or the air traffic controller for your sprint runway, or the team therapist who helps everyone play nice and speak up. Officially, a Scrum Master helps the team understand and follow Scrum practices while removing obstacles, facilitating ceremonies, and protecting the team from distractions. So no, they're not your boss. But yes, they might save your career by helping you stay sane and focused. What the Scrum Master actually does and doesn't. They do, they don't. Facilitate stand-ups. Set your goals. Shield you from scope creep. Approve vacations. Coach the team on Agile. Remove blockers like endless approvals. Help the product owner clarify stories. Judge you for bugs. Assign tasks top-down. They're like the Gandalf of your project journey. You shall not pass unnecessary meetings. So, who's the real boss? It's not the Scrum Master. It's not even the product owner. It's the team. Agile flips the script. You self-organize. You commit to goals. You decide how to deliver. The Scrum Master simply makes sure the system supports your success, not sabotages it. Scene 2. Emily's awakening. Emily thought Jordan was just another project manager. Until this happened. Dev said QA got the story too late. PO said timelines were slipping. Business wanted to add more features mid-sprint. Jordan called an emergency backlog refinement, unblocked environment access, explained velocity to the stakeholders, protected the team's sanity with a pizza party. Emily realized Jordan's not managing us. They're enabling us. Rookie misconceptions. Don't fall for these. They don't code. Are they even technical? Yes, and they don't have to code to spot blockers. They're just meeting facilitators. Wrong. They're meeting designers, referees, negotiators. Can't we do Scrum without a Scrum Master? Sure, and you can build IKEA furniture without instructions, but it won't be pretty. The real power of a Scrum Master. They keep the team aligned. They create psychological safety. They coach, not control. They make Agile work in messy, real-life environments. They're not your supervisor. They're your strategic ally. Lessons from the war room. Don't wait for Scrum Masters to give you orders. Ask for support. Respect their invisible work. They're blocking nonsense so you can code in peace. They're the bridge between chaos and clarity. And no, you don't need to CC them on everything. Final scene. The wingman reveal. Jordan doesn't sit at the head of the table. But when the room is on fire, they calmly find the extinguisher. When the team's confused, they draw clarity on a whiteboard. When a new feature tanks, they say, "Let's learn, not blame." Emily smiles. Jordan's not the boss. Jordan's the glue. Episode 6. Product Owner, the Backlog Gatekeeper.
You shall not pass without business value. Wait, who writes our stories? Who says no to last-minute features? And why does someone keep moving things in the backlog like it's Jenga? Noah, confused front-end dev, watching the board reshuffle itself. Scene 1. The Backlog Jungle.
There it is, the product backlog. A mighty, ever-growing list of hopes, dreams, bugs, features, pizza tracker updates, and one story titled Update Privacy Policy version 9.3.5.1 Beta. The team stares at it like explorers in the Amazon. And then enters Ava, the product owner, PO, with a machete of clarity. So, who is the product owner? Short answer, they're the bridge between business strategy and the tech team. Long answer, they decide what the team should build, why, and in what order. Not how to build it. Think of them as the editor-in-chief of your product. Every feature is a pitch. The backlog, your content calendar. The PO, the one deciding what makes it to print. Not a project manager, not a scrum master, not a boss. Let's clarify that again. Role. Yes, they do. But they don't define product vision, manage people, prioritize backlog, estimate story points, say yes or no to stories, code or QA, talk to stakeholders, run daily stand-ups. They're the voice of the customer, the guardian of value, and occasionally the dream crusher. No, we're not building a dark mode for a banking app this sprint.
Scene 2. The Feature Feud.
It's sprint planning. Design wants animations. Dev wants tech debt cleanup. Marketing wants shared TikTok integration. Legal wants more disclaimers. QA just wants the login page to stop crashing. Chaos? Not on Ava's watch. She pulls out the prioritized backlog, talks about business value, and calmly declares, story number 21 brings revenue. Story number 9 unlocks compliance. Story number 2 delights the user. Story number 88 is cool, but not urgent. Team alignment achieved. Rookie Q&A PO edition. Can't the team just pick what they want to work on? Nope. That's how you end up with 4 dashboards and no login page. Isn't the Scrum Master the boss of the PO? Nope. Different lanes. SM handles process. PO owns the what. Do they even know how to code? Maybe, maybe not. But they sure know how to prioritize value. What makes a great PO? Customer whisperer. Deep understanding of user needs. Backlog ninja. Maintains a clear, refined, prioritized list. Business translator. Converts biz goals into dev stories. Decision maker. Can say no and stand by it. Always available, but not clingy. Answer the team's burning questions with clarity, not chaos. They're not your boss, but they are your narrative guide. They tell you what problem to solve, not how to solve it. Lessons from the backlog battlefield. Respect the backlog. It's the team's true north. Don't ghost your PO. They need your feedback. Challenge assumptions, but don't expect them to code it for you. Great POs don't chase features. They hunt for value.
Final scene. Ava's moment. Stakeholders are arguing. CEO wants features shipped faster. Dev team is exhausted. Sprint goal is at risk.
Ava calmly opens her laptop. Here's the roadmap. Here's the data. Here's what we'll deliver. And why. Suddenly, the chaos turns into clarity. Noah whispers, "She's not just managing a backlog. She's managing expectations." The takeaway. Your product owner is the gatekeeper of purpose. They don't tell you how to code, they tell you why it matters. Treat them like a teammate, not a taskmaster. They're fighting the battles you don't see, so you can focus on building magic. Episode 7, The RCA Files, Autopsy of an Outage. Something broke. Now what?
Scene 1. The day everything broke.
It was a peaceful Tuesday, until PagerDuty screamed. Slack was chaos. Tickets flew.
A major outage had taken down the user login system.
Rhea, still sipping her morning coffee, had one thought.
Wait, what is an RCA? Scene 2. Welcome to the post-mortem room.
The next day, a root cause analysis meeting was called.
Not to assign blame, but to understand what really happened and how to stop it from happening again.
Every incident has a story. RCA is how we write its ending with less drama next time.
The team gathered.
SREs with logs, developers with theories, Scrum Master with timelines, product owner with, how do we explain this to leadership?
Scene 3. The RCA mindset. RCA is not about finding the guilty. It's about finding the trigger, the gap, and the fix.
Here's the breakdown. What happened? For example, users couldn't log in from 8:10 a.m. to 9:45 a.m.
Why did it happen? For example, a failed database migration script was pushed without validation.
What went wrong in the process? For example, code review was skipped due to sprint pressure.
How can we prevent it next time? For example, enforce CI/CD checks and rollback strategy.
RCA tools freshers should know. Tool, purpose.
5 whys. Keep asking why until you hit the root cause. Fishbone diagram. Visualize the categories of causes. Timeline analysis. Reconstruct the outage minute by minute.
Scene 4. Calm after the storm.
Rhea sat in that RCA quietly, absorbing it all.
She saw how blameless culture works. She saw how real agility isn't just about moving fast, it's about learning fast.
At the end, the dev lead said, "We all own the system. We all own the fix."
Rhea smiled. Another piece of the Agile puzzle just clicked. Freshers, here's your takeaway.
Always document what went wrong and what could be improved. Participate in postmortems. Even as a newbie, you'll learn a ton.
Ask questions, not to blame, but to understand. Your silence in an RCA helps no one. Speak up. Episode 8. The Agile Sprint Demo, not a talent show. No, you're not performing for applause. You're showing the value you've built.
Scene 1. Friday, 4 p.m., Demo Day. The room is packed, cameras on, product owner ready. And Mark? Mark is sweating. He thinks he has to present like it's Shark Tank. Spoiler, he doesn't. Welcome to the Agile Sprint Review, aka the Agile Demo. A space to showcase working software,
gather feedback, and keep the product ship steering straight.
Scene 2. Not a talent show, not a TED Talk. Here's what a sprint demo is not. A PowerPoint parade. A stage to flex your vocabulary. An Oscar-worthy performance. This isn't about you, it's about the product. It's like inviting stakeholders to your garage and saying, here's what we've built. Want to take it for a spin?
Scene 3. Anatomy of a sprint demo. A great Agile demo has element, description, sprint goal recap, what we set out to achieve. Live demo, here's the feature working in dev test. Feedback loop, product owner plus stakeholders react, suggest, celebrate, or redirect. Next steps, add new items to backlog, adjust roadmap.
Scene 4. Rookie mistakes to avoid. Silent developers. Speak up. Walk the stakeholder through what's happening. Slides-only approach. Show real features, not mock-ups. Over-talking. Keep it crisp. Let the product do the talking. And the classic. It worked on my machine. Test before the demo. Every time.
Freshers, here's your Agile wisdom drop. You don't have to present, just walk them through what you built. Even if you fixed a bug, you can explain how it added value. Stakeholders are your GPS. Their feedback steers the product direction. Don't fear feedback. Fear building something no one wants. Behind the scenes, Agile culture at play. Mark realized something beautiful during his first demo. It's not about being the smartest in the room. It's about building the right thing together.
Episode 9. The ticket that came back from the dead. Just when you thought it was resolved, it reopened. Scene 1. Monday morning, inbox horror. Jake walks into work, coffee in hand, feeling victorious. His last bug ticket, closed, done, resolved, or so he thought. Subject, reopened, still not working. His heart sinks. But I tested it. I added comments. I moved it to done. Why is this thing haunting me like a ghost from a bad deployment? Welcome to the world of zombie tickets, issues that just won't stay dead. Scene 2. What really happens behind the scenes? Zombie tickets often rise because of reason, translation, poor communication. You said fixed, the user heard still broken. Incomplete acceptance criteria. You coded the obvious, missed the nuance. No real testing. Dev environment doesn't equal real-world scenario. Skipped RCA. Root cause never found, so it keeps resurfacing. Scene 3. The life cycle of a ticket and its afterlife. A healthy ticket life cycle. To do, in progress, in review, in testing, done. Reopened? If it gets reopened, it means something went wrong. Or worse, something was assumed right. Scene 4. How to handle reopened tickets like a pro. Stay calm, not defensive. It's not a personal attack. Reread the ticket and comment. Was something missed? Talk to the reporter. What exactly is still broken? Fix it with clarity. Update logs. Add test notes. Double-check the reproduction steps. Over-communicate. I've deployed it to QA. Here's how to test. Let me know if anything's still off. Rookie red flags to avoid. closing tickets without attaching proof, ignoring edge cases, assuming testers will read your mind. Thinking done means forever. Agile isn't about being fast. It's about being right. Freshers, your Agile lesson. Done doesn't mean never to be touched again. Test with empathy, not just for code, but for how people will use it. Always ask, if I were the user, would I call this done? Zombie tickets aren't failures. They're feedback in disguise. Behind the scenes, Jake learned the hard way. Not all ghosts wear white sheets. Sometimes they wear Jira tags and come with common threads. But he got better. He started reviewing his tickets like a detective. Each fix, a mystery solved. Each user, a partner, not an adversary. Bonus pro tip. Keep a checklist before you move a ticket to done. Acceptance criteria met, peer reviewed, tested in dev or QA, screenshots or test videos, clear update comment. This small habit saves big reputations.
Episode 10. The SLA Breach Files. Welcome to the escalation maze. You missed the SLA, and now leadership is watching.
Every Agile team has that one word no one wants to hear. SLA, Service Level Agreement. For freshers like Emma, it sounded like corporate jargon, until it wasn't. Her support ticket sat for 3 days. SLA, breached. Email from the manager, received. Calendar invite titled Ticket Triage Urgent, accepted. What is an SLA really? In simple terms, SLA equals the promise. We'll respond, fix this within X hours or days, or else. SLA type, example. Response time, acknowledge within 2 hours. Resolution time, fix the issue in 24 hours. SLAs are like dating rules in the workplace, like don't leave people hanging.
Scene 2. Why SLAs matter and who's watching. It's not just about timelines. SLAs are tied to customer satisfaction. Nobody likes being ignored. Contracts and renewals. Executive reports. Escalations, aka the maze.
Scene 3. The escalation maze begins. Here's how a simple missed ticket becomes a 5-alarm fire. Ticket created, SLA breached, client escalates to account manager loops in scrum master loops in product owner, PO informs leadership, you become a red dot on a dashboard. Congratulations, you're now famous for the wrong reason.
Scene 4. Freshers Escalation Survival Kit.
Know your SLAs. Don't just work the ticket, know the timer. Use reminders, set alarms, notifications, carrier pigeons, whatever works. Ask for help early. Better to raise your hand than hide a grenade. Add status updates, waiting for logs, debugging in progress, even still investigating helps. Escalate before it escalates. If you can't fix it, flag it. Rookie mistakes to avoid. Ignoring low-priority tickets. Assuming someone else is handling it. Leaving vague comments like, fixed, try again. Not checking the SLA clocks in your tool. Jira, ServiceNow, etc.
Agile lesson for freshers. In Agile, speed isn't always about velocity points. Sometimes it's about responsiveness. An SLA is a trust meter. Miss it too often, and users stop trusting. The faster you acknowledge, the more time you get to fix.
Behind the scenes, Emma's redemption. Emma didn't get fired. Instead, she started marking SLAs with red flags. She made peace with JIRA timers. She even built an SLA tracker board for her team. Now, she prevents escalations instead of surviving them. Legend. Episode 11. The Phantom User Story. Why no one knows what to build. User story. It was in the backlog, but no one knew what it meant. Scene 1. The mystery ticket appears. Fresh-faced developer Liam picked up a user story during sprint planning. User story. As a user, I want an efficient dashboard. Great, but efficient how? What kind of user? What's the goal? Design, speed, metrics, UI, a snack bar? He asked the team. Silence. He asked the product owner. This was added last quarter. He checked the JIRA comments. None. He stared into the void. The void stared back. Scene 2. What makes a user story phantom? A phantom story is vague, you don't know what it really means. Contextless, no details, no comments, no acceptance criteria. Ownerless, no one remembers who added it. Risky, you build something and it gets rejected. Result? You burn hours, sprint velocity drops, confidence shatters, trust vanishes. Scene 3. The invest magic formula. To avoid ghost stories, Agile uses the invest checklist for good user stories. Letter, meaning, what it ensures. I, independent, can be developed separately. N, negotiable, not a fixed contract. V, valuable, delivers real benefit. E, estimatable, the team can size it. S, small, can finish in one sprint. T, testable, clear acceptance criteria. If your user story doesn't pass invest, it's probably a phantom. Scene 4. How freshers can exercise vague stories. Ask questions early. Don't assume. Challenge ambiguity. Push for acceptance criteria. What does done look like? Flag unknowns in planning. Say it. This story feels vague. Document everything. If you find details, write them down. Help future Liam. Break it down. Turn massive, blurry tickets into smaller, clear tasks. Scene 5. Liam's Agile Awakening. Liam didn't build the dashboard. Instead, he added a comment. Need clarification on which user roles, what efficient means, and metrics required. The PO updated the story. They held a quick refinement session. The story turned from a ghost into a blueprint. By sprint end, Liam delivered a sleek, fast, user-friendly dashboard. His team clapped. The product owner high-fived him. The backlog looked a little less haunted. Agile lesson for freshers. A vague user story is worse than no story at all. Don't treat backlog items like sacred scrolls. Question them. Clear inputs equal confident outputs. The best developers are not mind readers. They're clarity seekers. Episode 12. Velocity versus value. The productivity trap. We closed 60 story points this sprint, but the customer's still unhappy. Wait, what? Scene 1. The velocity obsession. In an all-hands meeting, the engineering manager proudly announces, our team's velocity went from 40 to 60 story points in just 2 sprints. Everyone claps, except the client. He awkwardly raises a hand. but none of the features we need are live yet. Dead silence. The room suddenly realizes velocity doesn't equal value. Scene 2. What is velocity? Velocity in Agile is a measure of how much work a team completes in a sprint, usually in story points, used to predict how much can be delivered in future sprints. But it only tells how much was done, not how meaningful it was. You can run 100 miles per hour in the wrong direction. Still fast, still wrong. Scene 3. The missing metric. Value. In Agile, delivering value means solving real user problems, contributing to business goals, improving the customer experience, reducing pain points or inefficiencies. You can close 30 tickets, fix 100 bugs, and optimize all the buttons, but if the user doesn't care, you didn't add value. Scene 4. The Fresher's Trap. Meet Ava, a junior QA engineer. She was told, "Your job is to increase our team's velocity." So she started testing everything at lightning speed. Skipped user flows, ignored edge cases. Lots of bugs passed. Velocity, quality, customer satisfaction. Lesson learned. High velocity without purpose is just motion, not progress. Scene 5. Value-driven development, the right way. Prioritize features that users need, talk to product owners, understand goals, quality over quantity, fewer tickets, more impact. Use feedback loops, listen to customers, not just metrics. Celebrate valuable outcomes. We improved sign-up rate by 20%, greater than we closed 12 tickets. Agile lesson for freshers. Velocity is a tool, not a trophy. Measure progress by impact, not just output. Agile isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Ask this before starting. Who is this helping and how? Agile mantra. Don't just count the points. Count the smiles. Episode 13. Agile Certification Starter Pack. Which one's right for you? Because just saying I know Agile won't cut it anymore. Scene 1. The LinkedIn Jungle. You log into LinkedIn. Your college roommate just got his CSM certified. Hashtag Scrum Live, hashtag Agile Journey. Your jaw drops. You've been doing Agile for months, but this guy's got a shiny badge and a 50-comment thread. Suddenly, you're Googling Best Agile Certifications for Beginners. Let's decode the chaos. Scene 2. Certification Starter Pack. Breakdown. Here's your no-nonsense guide to the most popular Agile certs. 1. CSM, Certified Scrum Master, by Scrum Alliance. Great for beginners in Scrum, especially Scrum Masters. Includes training plus exam. Cost around $500 to $1,000. Fun fact, requires an in-person or online 2-day course. Verdict, best for those starting a career in Scrum-heavy teams. 2. PSM, Professional Scrum Master, by scrum.org. Great for self-starters. You can study on your own. Cost, around $150 for the exam. Focus, more theory-heavy, deeper Scrum understanding. Verdict, budget-friendly and respected. Good for DIY learners. 3. Safe Agilist, Leading Safe, by Scaled Agile. Covers lean portfolio, program increment planning, and Agile at scale. Great if your org runs on SAFe, aka Enterprise Agile. 4. ICP, IC Agile Certified Professional, by IC Agile. Covers agile mindset and team collaboration. Great for people working in HR, design, or cross-functional teams. Cost varies. Requires training from accredited partners. Verdict, soft skill friendly and broad in agile philosophy. Scene 4. Choose your path, not just the paper. Don't get a cert just to look cool on your resume. Choose based on your current role, where you want to go, scrum master, product owner, coach, how your company works, scrum, safe, Kanban. Remember Ava, our QA from episode 12. She's debating between CSM and PSM. Her mentor says, go for PSM. You're already hands-on with sprints. Show you get the concepts. Ava studies for 2 weeks, passes with flying colors, and gets promoted. Moral of the story? Pick what fits you, not what's trending. Final tips for freshers. Start with YouTube and free Agile primers. Join Agile meetups or communities like scrum.org forums. Don't chase every cert. Pick one, do it well. Practice, practice, practice. PPP every time. Agile wisdom? You can't buy experience with a certificate, but you can use one to open doors.